So now we're going to work on exporting these images that we worked on throughout this class. Now, to do that, we'll just come over to our first image here and make sure it's highlighted. Now, before, when we highlighted multiple images, we held down Shift. Essentially, if you hold down Shift, if I hold down Shift on the last image, it highlights them all. And let's just unselect those. But if we hold down Control, it just lets us select the ones that we want to select. So if we hold down Control now and select the second one, and then the last one was the panorama, so I'm going to select that one as well. So that's the three images that we've got. First image, the HDR, and the panorama. I've got all of those selected now. So if we come to the top here where it says File and down to Export, or you can press Control, Shift and E on your keyboard to bring up the export module and click Export. And now we're going to export these photographs. So as a general rule of thumb, I like to export my photographs into the same folder as the original photo. So I always have this set as default. But if you wanted to put it somewhere different, you can do. You can choose a specific folder and you can choose a folder from there. I like to put it though in a subfolder, so it goes into a different folder within the main folder of the original photos. So let's call this Finished Edits. So that's now going to create a folder within our original folder called Finished Edits. You could put JPEGs as well if you wanted to, in case you had multiple, maybe you had some PNGs or whatever for Facebook, then you can have different folders for different sized images. Now I like to rename my files, and I normally check custom name sequence, and then I will call it a name. So if it's a location, so like here we had the Peak District, I'm going to put in Peak District, and that's then going to name all of our images on export Peak District, and then the number 1 and so on. Further down we'll come to File Settings. Now our colour space is going to be sRGB. I'm going to choose to export a JPEG file here, but you could change that if you wanted to PNG. If you're going to upload to Facebook, that's a really good option. If you wanted a better quality file that you might want to edit later or print, TIFF file is a good option as well. But for now, I'm just going to choose JPEG. I'm going to make sure my quality is at 100%. If you were going to email these to somebody, you could reduce the quality down a bit, but I'm going to leave mine set to 100 to retain as much of that lovely detail as possible. Coming a bit further down, we have the option to resize our image. Now, I use this quite a lot for if I'm, say for example, putting some images on the web, then I'll choose 1280 pixels wide to the longest edge with a resolution of 72. If I am going to upload some images for a video, I might choose 4000 pixels wide. But for this, I'm going to let them be their original size. So I'm going to uncheck resize to fit. But I am going to change this. Now, if I was going to print these images afterwards, I would set the resolution to 300. But if they're for web, I like to keep it at 72. So these will be viewed on the web, so I'm going to choose a resolution of 72. Let that roll at that. Include anything else, I don't think, and I certainly don't want to put any watermarks on there or any post-processing either. Once I've got all these items checked in here, I'm ready to go. You can obviously create presets too if you wish, and you can do that by adding your presets over here in user presets and save these as presets if you want, but I tend to dial mine in manually every single time. It doesn't take me too long. So now I'm just going to go ahead and export these images, and as you can see, it's exporting the 3 files up here. It should only take a short while for that to do. So once your images have been exported, they should have appeared in your original folder. So let's go to Pictures. We saved it in C drive, Pictures, Landscape Photography 2020. Let's click on that. This is our original file with our original photographs in that we imported. Double click on that, and now you will see the Finished Edits JPEGs. They're the finished edited files. We can also see all of our RAW files, and we can also see our .dng files as well that we were working on during the edit. They are here as well now. So All of those images are all in that one folder, easy to sort, easy to see where everything is, and definitely feel, for me, this process works really well. I hope you managed to follow along with that okay, and I think it's a really good way of exporting your photos.